Hello, everyone. It's Sibyl Star. I am here to give the astrology forecast for the coming week of June 19th to the 25th. I call this MoonDay Morning Astrology because it comes out on Mondays, and Mondays are the day of the moon. All right. So to begin with, of course, the sun is still in Gemini. It's just it goes into Cancer on Wednesday. So we just have Monday and Tuesday, the last couple of degrees of Gemini. And we're still in the energy of the new moon that occurred on the 17th, on June 17th. So we're still really in that energy. And so, I feel like what it's saying is it's about opening your mind to the wonder and awe of the universe. And Gemini is, the heretic. He asks us to question everything. It is about being open-minded to all different ways of perceiving the world and our lives and who we are and connecting with each other. And it is also opposite the galactic center. The galactic center is at 27 degrees 16 minutes of Sagittarius, and they say the galactic center is a portal to the galactic center, to the great central sun. It's a portal to the great central sun, which is the seat of all consciousness. And in our 3D world and science, and the way we understand it is that it is a black hole at the center of our galaxy. But on higher frequency dimensions, it's absolutely a portal. And they say that the great central sun is the place of our spiritual center. And when it is activated, it inspires us to open to more of our divinity and remember who we are. It is a link to the quantum field for solutions, upgrades, and evolution. So at this energy, we're being asked to open to the higher frequencies that may be coming into your consciousness through waking and dreaming life, bringing new perspectives arising from larger realities. We can also call this a paradigm shift. Now, the sun is still a square Neptune, and with the sun is square Neptune, there is like a veil of illusion. And so all is not what it seems. So allow yourself to stand back, see the bigger picture of what is happening. And it also that can allow more objectivity and clarity, but also trust your inner guidance, for your intuition is the part that connects us really to the source of all creation and to our higher self. And so, and for that is where the truth lies, is in our hearts. Now, on Wednesday, like I said, the sun moves into Cancer, and at 0 degrees Cancer is the summer solstice. And that is when, at the summer solstice, the sun appears to stand still for 3 days. Its position in the sky. The position in the sky doesn't change for 3 days, and it is at its peak energy, and then it begins to wane. And the sun, in the Celtic wheel of the year, summer solstice is actually midsummer. When you think of that Shakespeare play, A Midsummer's Night Dream, that took place on the summer solstice. So, it is a time when Mother Earth is lush and ripe and easily supports all life. And so as we move, the sun moves into Cancer. Cancer is the archetype of the mother. It's so much about nurturing. And it is, like I said, it is a time of the year when the Mother Earth supports all life. Well, here in the Northern Hemisphere. And Cancer shifts from mental endeavors to affairs of the heart. Cancer is very heart-centered. It's very sensitive, emotional, and moody, as it is ruled by the moon. And of course, the moon goes through its phases. What does they say? The inconstant moon. Well, the thing to remember is that Cancer asks us to feel every emotion deeply, but also know that it will move just like the moon changes its phases. that emotion will move through us. Okay. It's the first water sign and asks us to feel every emotion. As its ruler, the moon is said to represent the emotional body. And the thing is, if we repress our emotions and we don't feel them, they often become blocked energy in our bodies, which can cause illness. So that's why it's really important to be aware of your feelings and to allow yourself to feel them. And, Cancer is not really a sign about doing, it is a sign of feeling. Cancer is very imaginative and creative. It's healing, nurturing energy, and many who carry this energy are caregivers, nurses, counselors, etc. Those who, like I said, are very healing and nurturing. Cancer also relates to our home and family and our most private self. The primary need of Cancer is emotional security and a need for belonging. We look to the moon and where we have Cancer in our chart to see where we need the most emotional security and that sense of belonging. Okay. And with Cancer as well, Cancer, the ancient symbol of Cancer is the turtle. And just like the turtle has this soft inner core, but a hard shell, Cancer can develop defense mechanisms to keep it from being hurt and withdraw into that shell. And it carries its home on its back. But the key, of course, is to know that the world needs the love that Cancer has to give and needs to stay out of that shell as much as possible. Like I said, is the archetype of the mother. And whatever they are mothering, whether it is children, animals, or plants, and one of the shadows of Cancer is to take things personally. It's very subjective. It's, like I said, it's very sensitive, very subjective, and can take things personally that are not meant to be. And it's really important. I have some Cancer energy in my own chart, and I had to learn that. And the Don Miguel Ruiz's The Four Agreements were so helpful to me. It was one of the agreements is to take nothing personally, to know that people are really acting out of their own stuff, and usually doesn't have anything to do with us, but it can open a wound in ourselves. Okay. So anyway, to just be aware of that and to know what many things that we may think are personal are just not. And the other is hiding behind the mother archetype. It is often easier to care for the needs of others than to get one's own needs met. Okay. And then, of course, the last one I would say is xenophobia. Fear of those are different. Cancer is very much about home and family, but it can be very clannish, and it has the potential for unconditional love. But the shadow side is to love only those who belong to us, to me. Okay. All right. So anyway, and it's going to be there, for a solid month. And so we'll have some time to really work with this Cancer energy. And the other thing I want to say too is when the sun is in Cancer, it's a really good time to just simply become aware of your own emotional cycles and patterns. And especially by following the moon herself. I know I can kind of see how I'm feeling and look and see where the moon is in my own chart, or what the sign is traveling in, or even what phase it is in. And it gives me some insight into what is going on in my own emotional body. All right. Mercury is in Gemini. It's traveling from 14 to 26 degrees this week. And of course, in Gemini, the mind is quick. It's a gathering of information. Mercury in Gemini, it has the ability to stand back and be objective. And of course, Mercury in Gemini is really known for multitasking. You can get a lot done, but you can also be very scattered. If you're trying to do too much, you might lose track of, or let's put it this way, of doing it well. Okay. All right. Venus is traveling in Leo, 12 to 17 degrees. Of course, Venus is goddess of love. She's creative and passionate and loves to be the center of attention. So this week you may need some recognition and to allow yourself to be seen. Okay. Even if you usually stand back, this week might be a time to say, hey, look at me. Okay. All right, Mars is in Leo from 18 to 21 degrees. And of course, Mars is our warrior. He's action, he's just do it, he's our desire nature. And in Leo, he's very passionate. And you might find you have some extra energy to participate in what brings you joy. This is Mars in Leo, but actually Mars and Venus both in Leo say to follow your joy, what brings you joy, because that is what really raises your vibration and really raises the vibration of the whole field when you can do that. Follow your excitement. Okay, whatever it is that is exciting and brings you joy, it just in the moment. It doesn't have to be, your life calling. It's just in the moment. Okay. All right. Mars is in a square with Uranus towards the end of the week, and Mars and Uranus together can indicate impulsive actions. And it could be a volatile energy that could lead to accidents. It's energy that is really difficult to manage. So it's really important to be super careful, extra careful, especially when you're driving or when you're, moving in any way, because Mars really does bring about movement, to be extra careful. But it may also give you the courage to step out of your comfort zone and do something you've always wanted to do, but have been afraid to do. Something that brings you joy. You might just say, screw it, I'm doing this, whatever it is. Okay. It's a very creatively juicy time. All right. Jupiter is traveling at 7 to 8 degrees of Taurus, and it is sextile Saturn at 7 degrees of Pisces all week, as Saturn has just turned retrograde. And sextiles bring opportunities. And Saturn and Jupiter together bring growth and wisdom. There's an optimism and realism. An optimistic and realistic outlook on life. It brings good timing and sound judgment. These two together may not be an exciting time, but it may bring lasting achievements. But, with Mars in Leo, at the same time, following your excitement may be what opens those doors. Okay. All right. So what is the moon doing this week? All right. So Monday and Tuesday, we have the moon in Cancer. Once again, the moon it loves to be in Cancer. It's a natural energy together. So a feeling of belonging and safety is what may motivate us under this influence. The moon in Cancer is, like I said, it's a very healing, very nurturing, might be a really good time to work with your plants or spend time with your children. And you may want to also just kind of hang out at home and not, maybe not be as much out in the community. Yeah, but it also is opposite Pluto. And Pluto and the moon, they are not good bedfellows. The moon is so sensitive, and Pluto wants honesty, wants emotional self-honesty. But also it can trigger deep feelings, and old trauma issues may come to the surface for healing, especially those around safety or belonging. Okay, where we belong. Wednesday through Thursday, the moon is in Leo. And of course, Leo, once again, is very creative. It really wants to activate our inner child, our sense of play. It is warm, generous, a wholeheartedly loving position. Leo also brings drama. I didn't really talk about that. So we've got 3 planets in Leo this week. We've got the Venus, Mars, and the moon, and this can actually bring some drama, because Leo, like I said, Leo wants attention, Leo likes attention, and if Leo doesn't get attention, drama will happen. Okay, so we might appreciate, like I said, so making yourself, recognizing you may need some attention, and instead of it causing drama to make it happen, just do what you need to do to make it happen. Okay. And it's also a strong time for romance, especially Mars and Venus in Leo are both very romantic, and so is the moon. So you might have a little romance this week. All right. Friday through Sunday, the moon is in Virgo. And Virgo is about practicality, we might find ourselves reorganizing our closets or whatever, because Virgo likes to make order out of chaos. Okay. Emotional satisfaction can come from solving problems, making order out of confusion or chaos, and helping others. All right, wishing you all a wonderful week. It's kind of a quiet week astrologically. Um, Although we still have Pluto square the nodes, that's also still happening, and Saturn is still retrograde. But anyway, have a wonderful week. Oh, and by the way, I will not be making a video next Sunday, or next week there will not be a MoonDay Morning Astrology, as I will be out of town. So it'll be in 2 weeks when I see you again. All right. Namaste and many blessings to all.